Hello, and welcome to Material Components, the actual play RPG show all about a renaissance of magic and the heroes living through it, brought to you by the Punch Up Entertainment Network. I am Cole Fiala, your Dungeon Master, and joining me is the cast of Material Components. Olivia.
Hey.
Elliott.
Hello.
Michael.
Oh, hello.
Reed.
Howdy, howdy.
And Mike Gorgone.
Greetings. That's right, I'm on this side of the DM screen this time, my lovelies.
I'm afraid.
You should be. This and the next several episodes will all be part of a standalone campaign set in a magical, semi-historical Renaissance-era Florence. The year is 1475, and the Republic of Florence, along with the other northern Italian states, find themselves sandwiched by the Holy Roman Empire to the north and the Papal States to the south. Both view the region greedily and wish to control the economic powerhouses therein. 5 years ago, the Republic of Florence and its client states, Lucca, Pisa, and Siena, experienced a crisis. Julio de' Medici, the head of the prominent Florentine mercantile family, as well as the Gonfalonieri, the leader of the Republic, declared himself the Duke of Tuscany. His reign lasted 1 month. In that month, one of Julio's former advisors, Girolamo Savonarola, began to publicly preach against the excesses and corruption of the Medici family. When a popular revolt broke out, our 5 heroes distinguished themselves in the overthrow of the new Duke. When the dust had settled, Julio de' Medici and his family had escaped from Florence, and the Republic was restored, with Girolamo Savonarola at its head. Over the last 5 years, life in Florence has regained a sense of normalcy, but threats loom on the horizon. Now let us begin Material Components, the Shadow Kingdom. Corso.
Yes.
The stones beneath your hands are being set as you build what?
It is going to be a school.
Your team works around you. Men, women, all masons, all within your sphere of influence, all working to build a better Florence, a Florence that will one day become the center of something great. The archway that you're finishing today before the break is nearly done, and the capstone is being lowered into place as we speak. You direct it back and forth, attempting to get it just correctly into place, and then it's set. The work will finish for the day. There's cleanup to be done, tools to be put away, and your assistant Marco calls you over to go over some of the paperwork that is required as you are the guildmaster of the Masons.
Yeah, Corso makes his way over. It's warm out. He's kind of sweaty, you know. Another day, more paperwork. Corso's kind of fed up with paperwork at this point. Being a guildmaster, you'd think it wouldn't come with so much paperwork and you would just tell people and crews to go do the things. No, there's lots of paperwork to do.
Marco hands you a cooled rag to help cool your brow. Corso, I have payment disbursements that you need to authorize for the week, so that we can pay our members. And then there's several other matters which I need to let you know about. And he hands over the paperwork for your signature.
If it's just normal like payment disbursement, then that's going to get my signature super quick.
Yeah.
Got to take care of my guild members.
Perfect. And then the Gonfalonieri wanted to confirm that you would be at the meeting of the Signore tomorrow before the sermon.
Yes, I will be there.
Wonderful. I will dispatch a messenger to let them know that you have that you will be there. Perhaps you can speak with the Gonfalonieri regarding the payments. They are several months behind, and under normal circumstances, this would call for a work stoppage in regards to their projects.
I will take care of it.
Wonderful. And one last thing. The chapel is prepared as Her Highness had requested.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Is there anything else, Corso?
No, that'll be it for the day. Thank you.
Wonderful. Your assistant, the man that is effectively the accountant for the guild, hurries off to file paperwork, collect bags of coin, to be able to distribute money to the various guild members throughout Florence and the surrounding area. Work is finishing up at the job site for the day. What will you do with the rest of your evening?
Well, the rest of my evening is probably going to be filled with more paperwork back at the guild hall. There are things that need to be taken care of there because the work really never ends. If I have any other meetings that need to take place, then I guess those would either take place at the guild hall if they were official guild business. If I have personal matters to attend to, then they'd be elsewhere.
Wonderful. Well, you would return to the guild hall, take care of paperwork, and at some point, several of your compatriots would come to grab you and try to convince you to go out and have some wine with them and enjoy the night. Not every night can be filled with paperwork.
Yes, I will happily accept that. Corso is a one glass of wine guy, though, so he'll make that last over a long period of time, but will happily go out and enjoy the frivolity of the night.
Your Saturday night passes well, uneventful, but the rest of the night goes on without incident for you. Margot de Valnois,
Yes.
Queen Consort of Navarre, says the Seneschal as he announces your presence at your party.
Yes, and I'm imagining, like, a little bit after the last, like, important person has arrived. It's very dramatic. Margot is wearing, like, amber-colored gown, like, tunic over slip. It's, like, stitched with, like, gold embroidery all throughout so that it kind of shimmers a little bit. She is, like, perfectly blonde, hair is up and curled, but, like, let a little bit down in kind of the Italian style. Like, married women generally wore their hair completely up, but it's hot in Italy and hard to wear your hair up all the time. It's laced with pearls and just super, super done up. She's, like, perfectly porcelain pale. And as she enters, she kind of wiggles her fingers a little bit and casts thaumaturgy, and the lights around her entrance, like, slowly pick up just slightly so that she shimmers a little bit. She's, like, decked in gold. Yeah.
And is Borgio on your person tonight?
Yes, yeah. I think the thing that I described to you, Cole, just us two, is
Yes.
she's wearing on her right hand a ring, which is attached to, like, the thinnest gold chain that, like, ends in a little tiny loop around this little mink's neck, and he just kind of like sits on her shoulder, like barely held, but like perfectly like sat.
The salon before you is filled with people of import. Merchants, nobles, tradespeople, politicians. Florence is an interesting place, very much unlike your home where you grew up in Paris. There, you never would have thought that you would mix with anyone who did not have noble blood, but here, money is the great equalizer, and if you have enough of it, you can be whatever you want.
God bless Florence.
What are people doing at this party?
I mean, drinking, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too early in the evening for the little kind of surprise that we talked about.
Wonderful.
But I'm assuming that there are waiters carrying around dishes of like hors d'oeuvres and super just intensely fancy little snackies. And then I think it's mostly just like lots of drinking, lots of wheeling and dealing. There's a dance, like a portion of the hall that has been like relegated as like a dance portion, but I think a lot of the most of the party goers are here to chat.
It is the thing that these parties are typically used for, is to gossip, to politic, to build connections. These are all networking events, every single one. As you look out amongst your assembled guests, there are cliques and groupings, various political factions, agents of said factions sent out amongst other groups to infiltrate, everyone looking for an edge over another. What do you do as you enter the party?
I think that rather than go up to another group and be found like desperate, I think Margot like hangs back. She finds a little place, again does the little like finger wiggle, and the lights perfectly adjust to like put her in the best possible light.
Mm-hmm.
And if she can put someone in like a not very good light at the same time, that's like all the better.
Of course. Some of the gently glowing crystalline fixtures that are arranged throughout the space providing the light some of them turn just the slightest tinge of green to make some people's skin just take on a
Just
bad,
like sickly kind of. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
While yours is pale and pristine.
Yeah, but I think she sets herself up somewhere that like she just can be seen from everywhere in the room, and people are like allowed to approach if they would wish to talk to her.
And people do in droves. This is your party. They have all come partially to see you and enjoy your lavish parties, which you are well known for. You have people that attempt to broach some topic of politics of France, some of Navarre, some curious as to your continued presence in the city, some wondering how your husband is doing.
I think the French inquiries she takes with like very pleasantly, is always happy to talk about home. The Navarrian ones are a little colder, and the people who ask about her husband are like quickly ushered away, very politely, but quickly nonetheless.
I think that Amelia quickly will position new guests into the queue and usher away ones that you are displeased with. She's known you a very long time and can tell. She is the head of your household. She can tell when a guest is not to your liking any longer. those who inquire after your husband are quickly ushered away and into some dark, poorly lit corner of the room.
As they should be.
You had said that you entered after most or all of the guests of importance had arrived. At least you had thought so, because the seneschal at the door taps their cane loudly to gather everyone's attention. May I present the one who needs no introduction, the Master of Ceremonies.
And I think at this point, we're going to lower the lights a little bit. There's a little bit of murmuring, but he doesn't appear yet. But then suddenly, a spotlight comes down, and what? There he is. And he says, thank you for the generous introduction. His voice being amplified so that it fills the space. You see a figure who appears to be tiefling. They're wearing a well-fitted black suit with very tall ruby red boots that go all the way up to his waist and fan out. He wears a short cut-off, equally blood red jacket that is open in the front. A white billowing, I'm trying to remember what not like an ascot, but like a frill, a white billowing frill comes. You cannot see his face. It is covered by a porcelain white neutral mask that he is known to adorn. His horns come up and curve forward in an arc, and then a black hood is over the rest of his head, and he stands sort of in a dramatic pose, as he's known to do. And then after the introduction is completed and people are rightfully awed by his entrance, a fanfare of trumpets comes from somewhere as he slowly walks down into the center of the party and makes himself available to any conversation for anybody who would like to talk.
Marco's smile remains pleasant, but just cracks, just a little bit.
They are a right bastard, are they not, Majesty?
What are you talking about? The Master of Ceremonies is always welcome at my parties. He makes things interesting.
You need not hold such pretense with me, child.
But he is a bit of a dick, yes.
So, Master of Ceremonies, you walk towards the center of the room. All eyes are on you. All minds bend towards you. Who is he? Have you ever seen his face? I knew him once. I met him. My grandmother said that she slept with him. Whispers fill the chamber.
And all of the whispers and thoughts about the inquiries about who he is and what he is and like the fact that he's here, it all sort of feeds him, and he becomes electrified. Not literally.
So you approach the center of the room to make yourself available. Do you do anything else as you approach?
I think I approach Her Highness and do a low theatrical bow and say, Your Highness, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And Monsieur, you as well. And it does a very, not as low of a bow, but does a slight little curtsy and hand gesture.
And you see as he bows, he's sort of peeking up at you, and the slits where his eyes are, you see two glowing red dots peering at you from behind the mask. And although the mask is neutral, it doesn't change. You get the impression that it's grinning. And he goes and joins the party.
Both of you the last two that were introduced, Her Highness and the Master of Ceremonies. Please roll me some sort of social check. Some sort of social skill check.
Persuasion, perhaps? Performance, even?
It is your choice.
Okay, this is fun.
I'm curious which one of you controls the party more.
Oh, great. I guess I'm technically not playing a role here, Cole, but
yes.
Let me ask you, does the actor's feat apply to this situation?
With you, the actor feat always applies.
That's all I needed to know.
I am going to go with intimidation and keep this party under my control with an iron fist.
Got it.
That's gonna be...
Oh god, Michael's smoking me, I can tell.
That's gonna be a... Okay. That's gonna be a 30 in persuasion. Then.
Yeah.
But the party...
Marco's like, I'm gonna assassinate this dude. I don't care if he's an ally.
Many before you have tried.
Yeah.
Some say they have succeeded in the past.
Many would-be assassins have turned into some of the Master of Ceremonies' greatest lovers.
Sure. Acolytes, even. They've seen the truth that he speaks.
So the party hangs in the balance between these two monolithic personalities. And Alessandra, you watch from your darkened balcony, standing in the cool night air.
I've been here the whole time.
Of course.
Away from the rest of the party as you watch all of this happening. Would you describe your character, please?
So on this darkened balcony in one of the galleries up above with kind of some doors open to the cool Florentine night air is a stoic figure who stands in stark contrast to the kind of like perfect porcelain appearance of Her Majesty, where she is this like picture of painted white perfect perfection. There's kind of a grim pallor to this tall, imposing, kind of like off-putting figure who's standing near this balcony wearing formal military attire, kind of like armor that is actually probably seen some use, but is the nicest that she owns. It's kind of tarnished around the sides. There's gold filigree to it, but it is kind of like pattered with a little bit of grime that will never come off because the gold is kind of chipped and is old. The sigils that are emblazoned upon the pauldrons are a little bit chipped and bent, and no matter how much her squire is able to like put work into it, there's only so much you can do when something has taken a warhammer to the side of it. She is 6'5", so like imposingly tall for someone of this era and station. She's wearing half-plate armor that kind of has these gauntlets that are disconnected from the rest of the piece of armor. Like I said, it's kind of in tones of gunmetal gray and little gold filigrees and little crimson sigils here and there. She has pale skin that isn't porcelain and perfect. It is drawn and sunken, like this person really doesn't get enough sunlight. Her eyes are sunken and painted with, like, you would assume, like, actual makeup goes into this, but it also just might be sleep deprivation and, like, a lack of sunlight that has created this dark pallor under her eyes. She is also wearing, at the insistence of some of her retainers, some, like, makeup touches of, like, black lipstick and a little bit of, like, dark eyeliner that really actually doesn't help with the complexion problem. and only serves to highlight just how pale and kind of drawn her skin is. She has like black hair with little subtle white streaks in it, as though she's going gray prematurely. And she has a broad scimitar at her hip that appears to be more than ceremonial in nature. She also has a shield at her back that looks a little out of place with the rest of her accoutrement. It looks kind of bizarre and technological in nature, and it seems as though like there was probably an argument about how much actual like fighting gear she should be wearing, so there's a distinct lack of longbow and quiver and like other military needs that someone in her coterie probably convinced her to leave back at the embassy, but she is like constantly touching the place where they should be.
And that anxiety is not unfamiliar to you. In fact, it is a constant at many of these functions that you are required to attend for some unknown reason. But here you are, attempting to find allies, to find some edge that your country can use, but you've been here for so long and it doesn't seem like you've made any progress.
And as that thought occurs to where she almost absentmindedly touches the choker around her neck, that is this leather band that basically covers her entire neck, and at the front of it there is this eagle sigil that is clutching a silvered moon, and she isn't even really thinking about it when she touches it. But it is like just behind the gorget of her armor, so like if you weren't looking for it, you might not even notice that her whole neck is kind of consumed by this leather band.
And as you touch the sigil in the front, you can feel just the ever so slight coolness of the twin metal spikes in the side pressing into your neck.
And that is a not so subtle reminder of what she is fighting for and why she continues to do what she does. And why she puts up with inane situations like this. And even as she watches the Master of Ceremonies flounce into this room, she kind of rolls her eyes and looks around and tries to see if there are any rats present.
Make a perception check.
Absolutely. That is 28.
Wonderful. There are a few. They are moving very stealthily. Mostly they are sticking to the more unused portions of the salon, and the upper floors overlooking it. You can hear conversations throughout the salon, but what was your interest in the rats?
Mostly she wants to put the little plate of hors d'oeuvres that she grabbed kind of at the start of this, like off to one side of the balcony railing, and just kind of like very gently put it there with the intention of giving the rats an easy meal.
Got it. Okay. So as you're doing that with your very high perception check, you can hear conversations down below you, and one that you do catch is you find rather unfortunate as you glance over to the source of the conversation, as you hear them saying, "Oh, be careful, don't cut yourself. You might have a very boring visitor tonight." And there's some chuckles and some laughs and a quick glance up towards you. And then they go back about their merriment.
She pointedly doesn't look in their direction and is extremely used to these sorts of comments. And being able to hear comments that are maybe said behind a cupped hand in sotto voce, she is absolutely used to those sort of those thoughts and ideas about her, and that if they've become old hat in the last few years.
You can see as down beneath you waits, is stalking about the party, making his way from important group to important group, politicking, trying to ingratiate himself with the rest of the group, doing what is his job as your major domo. You are not blessed by the social graces that are really required as an ambassador, and unfortunately for him, many of your responsibilities fall to this older man that is in your service. He's thin, pale, but stately. His dark hair and piercing eyes. He holds these conversations around him, much like yourself, where once he was a curiosity and a welcome one. As time has gone on in Florence, you have become, and he has become, less so.
What is his name again?
Waits.
Tom Waits, I assume.
He looks exactly like Tom Waits.
Holt, your squire, is also about doing less politicking, more socializing, conversing, having a good time. Something you don't understand at these functions.
I don't begrudge him his good time. If this is where he derives joy, so be it.
He thrives in this environment. He's handsome and charming. He can command a room, not as well as the Master of Ceremonies or as Her Majesty the Queen, but he holds his own when not confronted with their impressive statures. Occasionally, he might gesture up to you, indicate to you in some fashion. Typically, you know when he does this, he believes that mentioning you at this moment will be favorable and possibly lead down a good avenue to pursue. Perhaps he's identified some possible ally, someone of interest to you, or something that might have something that you would deem valuable.
And when he does that, I would give it's almost an instinct at this point of, like, slight hand wave. What Alessandra thinks is a reassuring smile that comes off more like a grimace, and a nod like, yes, I am here, hello.
And then there is Gaddis, who,
oh boy, this guy,
like he does, just kind of appears unsettlingly from the shadows behind you to hand you a cup. I could kill them if you want. I could possibly poison their drinks.
No, please, no poison this evening. That will
Then a
not be
sedative.
necessary. Thank
Then
you.
a sedative, and you can do it.
No, I will not. That is not what we need to be doing here. Thank
They
you.
speak illy of you.
This is true, and that is their way, but that is not a justification for murder today. It is not a justification for murder today.
Yes, mistress.
If you hear them speaking ill of the Vedevov, if you hear them speaking ill of our master, then we will reopen this conversation of open political murder. But until then, if they're just talking poorly about me, that is no reason to start killing people most of the time.
And if I am able to convince Vates to direct the conversation towards ill speech of our master.
Now that's an idea.
Please do not do that. If we do not want setting people up to be the target of killing is not appropriate here tonight. No.
Yes, mistress. And
Thank you,
Gaddis slinks off into the shadows once more.
Oh, that guy. These fucking guys.
Not good at parties.
He's just terrible at parties. Unlike me, who is very good at parties.
Does such a good job in comparison to him.
The people shit talking Alessandra, how loud are they?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
I have very good hearing, so.
You do. Mine's not bad either.
What'd you get?
I got 10. Bad roll.
Well, that beats their 7.
Oh! So I hear them say, don't cut your... What was it? It was like, don't cut your finger or you'll have a very boring guest or something.
Yeah, you'll have a boring visitor tonight, or and that's just a small sampling. It was likely a whole conversation of less than stellar.
Vampire.
Yeah.
When I hear that, I sort of chuckle to myself, and I sort of turn and say, "Yes, a boring visitor for boring company," and then go back to the party.
As you kind of turn and say that, the camera focuses on you, and the background kind of fades away just slightly as you turn to the camera and say that.
Yes, directly at the camera, and then back to the party.
Does the MC have Jim from The Office powers? Oh my god.
Margot, I believe it is probably time for your special treat to arrive.
Margot will, touch the base of her throat and, again, cast thaumaturgy to, much as the Master of Ceremonies did before, just, fill the room so that everyone can hear, and we'll say, something like, "Oh, bonsoir, mes amis. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me at this little soirée. I am, of course, always delighted to see the magnificence of Florence on full display. I have a special little treat for all of you tonight to show my gratitude at the people of Florence's generosity in welcoming me to your city." And she will, ring a little bell or something. And waiters will bring forth... I don't know if you want to describe them.
I'll describe it. Yeah. They bring forth trays, covered trays, and they all come out into the center of this space. The crowd kind of parts around them, and they all turn and face outward to face the crowd, and all remove the lids, to which a cascade of mist comes out, revealing small dishes filled with frosty butter looking something like that. People aren't quite sure what this is.
This is just a sweet curiosity I have had the happiness to discover as of late. I'm assuming I name drop the creator, the inventor here,
yes.
As
In actuality, we're only about 25 years before the actual invention of gelato. So
yeah. So
no, we have this in the Carpathians. It is when you leave cow in the river over winter.
Yes, same thing.
The smell's a little different in that case. Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So
gelato treats.
There are 2 flavors on display tonight. There is sweet cream, and from the far east, vanilla.
Ooh,
shit. Pricey.
Now this party is going to the next level.
I'm not at this party, god damn it. Feed wants ice cream.
There is also, as Cole, you and I talked about, there also is probably available some sort of liqueur or, I think you said aquavit that people have the option of pouring over. And...
Yes, there is
limoncello,
seasoned aquavit. We're right at the beginning of distilled beverages being a thing. So there's little tiny glasses of clear, fiery liquid around that some people are partaking of. So I imagine that Her Majesty and the Master of Ceremonies continue to revel in the party. Alessandra, do you continue to partake, or does the night call to you?
Ooh, how long have I been here?
A good 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, no, I am heading towards the stables.
Got it. You do know that in your pack on Traguzza, there are those boots that you had told Nico that you would test out. The night calls to you.
It's true. So I would head down to the stables, and
as Alessandra's heading out, I think it would be so impolite of the Master of Ceremonies to not say anything before.
Can I stealth out of here?
I guess if you want to try and stealth out, you can.
Okay,
100%.
I'll roll a perception check.
Good luck with that.
What do you got?
I'm wondering if probably not enough.
I
That's
cast
gonna be
silvery
12.
barbs on the Master of Ceremonies again. No, I'm kidding.
I got a 12.
I got a 31.
Okay.
Yeah, Alessandra, like, one moment, Alessandra is on this balcony overlooking the party, and the next, gone, like the wind.
I don't even know if she uses the front door.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I think she might just step up onto the balcony lip and then just go horizontal and start walking down the wall
Yes.
to the bottom floor.
There's like a moment of her silhouetted in moonlight, and then a cloud passes, and it's like
Gone.
disappears.
Mhm.
Like a shadow.
I turn to my audience and I say, it seems like that vampiric one is very slippery. I didn't even get a chance to say hello. Maybe next time.
Though I would assume that Waits and Holt stay behind.
Yes, Gaddis you're never able to keep track of.
Yeah, he comes and goes as he pleases, and I just hope there's not a big body count in his wake.
Bugs trailing out of his.
So,
I mean, look, whatever he thinks is best for the mission.
Alessandra, you make your way to the stables and get ready to head off into the night. Meanwhile, across town, there is a workshop. Operated, but not owned. The city owns it. But operated by one Leonardo da Vinci.
What a guy.
An inventor, a thinker of some renown, though they are only 25 years old at this point. Yet to have created the masterworks that we, as players and people, know him for today. Nico de Florentini.
See.
You and Leonardo have just finished your 8-hour attunement process to your newest and possibly greatest creations, the Metal Mind. What have you been doing over these last 8 hours while you've had to concentrate on attuning?
I think that it is very difficult for Nico to stay still doing something. And luckily, I have a thing I can do. The like clothes that I'm wearing have been infused with the, mechanically speaking, the mind sharpener infusion.
Yes.
So I think Nico is like has their journal. It's like a leather bound, pretty standard journal of the time. That is like full of loose leaf stuff and sketches, and it is technically a spell book, but you wouldn't really know it by looking at it. And is like just furiously designing and taking notes and cataloging various things that they have to do still.
Well, and now, you said it was a spell book, but based on what you've designed and what you've just finished, that this notebook should effectively be obsolete at this point. Your creation should function in this way.
This is true.
So, as you work and sketch hurriedly and fixedly, concentrating on, the attunement process, but fully devoted to your work, Leonardo is somewhere nearby, probably sketching, similar to you. It is a favorite pastime of them, while idling away at other tasks. Their area of the workshop is littered with various sketches of you and the other apprentices. But Leonardo stands up and says, "I think it's time."
Yes, I do believe so.
So, how do we test it?
Let us see. I do have a couple of concentration spells. I'm going to cast both enhance ability and invisibility on myself.
And you cast one, and then the other, and they both hold.
Oh, shit.
Splendor.
It appears...
This changes everything.
It appears that the metal minds function as intended. You should be able to use this as a spell book. It appears to actually allow you to concentrate on multiple active spell effects at once. And you believe, though testing the last portion is a bit harder, that in the event of your untimely demise, it should retain everything. Leonardo seems pleased.
Oh yeah, so what I did was I used bold strength. So even though I'm invisible, I do go up and like bodily lift him and spin him around in a hug while invisible.
It works. They work. Yes. To which Leonardo would cast a couple of showy spells to just test their own, but he celebrates. He's ecstatic that this has worked. Can you describe your portion of the workshop? You and the other apprentices and Leonardo each have kind of your own private areas of the workshop, apart from the central communal space. So what does your portion look like?
It's definitely, I don't want to speak for the other apprentices, but Nico's is definitely exactly what you would expect. It is a mess. How does a person live in this kind of space? I think that they also have sketches, although they are of less artistic mind than Leonardo, so all of their sketches are very the difference, the difference between an architect's sketch and an illustrator sketch, very measurement focused and straight lines, or precision. But there's vials, at least they are in containment things, but it's on the ground, and it's what are in those vials, Nico? Is it acid? Is it poison? I do not know. I would have to open them and sniff them to find out.
So, a mess, a clutter that not even its creator can quite sort through at all times. Ideas, projects in the middle of construction or in the middle of conceptualization. Leonardo closes his sketchbook and walks over to a small... I imagine you have a small fireplace or something like that in here, and says, "Well, I don't need this anymore," and tosses the notebook into the fireplace.
Nico kind of grips their their journal a little bit, and says, "Not the Nicore, are you sure? I mean, I suppose it is too late now, but
It's all right here. I have this." As he holds up the slightly larger than 2 fists put together false brain made of metal encased in brass. And I have this. It has everything.
wouldn't it not be better to leave behind things in case it does not work?
Roll persuasion check.
Listen, I don't need. I just want to take my stuff.
The listeners can't see the full body flinch that most of our players had when Leonardo da Vinci was just like, "Well, I don't need this anymore. Burn my notebooks."
It was literally the
Mean
meme
Girls,
from
the
Mean
crown.
Girls, where he breaks the tiara and Damien's like,
It's a good thing my charisma is my lowest stat. It is only a 12, which is okay. It's fine.
Leonardo presents a well-reasoned and thought-out argument for why a physical journal that can be misplaced, that could be destroyed, is just not practical anymore when he has an exact duplicate of everything in his brain that he can reference at any time.
I own a cell phone. I just will burn my Rolodex.
But in the future, you will not own the things you own if they are in a digital format. No. I don't say that because I don't know that. So Nico just sort of shakes their head and laughs, because I'm sure that this is a conversation that has been had many times. And yeah,
Similar
and
things.
will set their notebook down on a desk. Who could tell? And we'll kind of go over and pat him on the chest and say, of course, just don't go cleaning up my my room anytime soon. You know how sentimental I can get.
Roll me a perception check. And Leonardo's going to roll one also.
I won't curse myself, though. Oh, nuts! It's only a 9.
Okay. You hear this intense growling, and you can't figure out where it's coming from. You kind of look around for a moment before Leonardo reaches up and touches your shoulder and then points towards your stomach and then towards his as there's another loud growl, apparently coming from your stomachs. You, thinking back, cannot remember the last time you ate.
Yeah, I think sorry listeners, but the face that I was making, a face I have made for myself many a time, kind of concerning, like, confusedly staring into the middle distance, wondering what time it even is.
You don't know.
so Nico does not have keen mind, is what you're.
No, I did not take keen mind.
And that's, after pointing to your stomach, he kind of pauses for a moment and lifts an arm and opens his coat slightly and sniffs himself and just kind of makes a horrible face. And it occurs to you that you don't know the last time you bathed either. Come to think of it, the last time you slept.
And in like Looney Tunes fashion, once you notice, perhaps some food is in order.
Yes, and so you head over to you keep most of your food kind of in the central communal area, and as you make your way over there, You make your way to the pantry, and you find one partially eaten piece of salami. Like, it's about half of the salami is left, but it has a very nice coating of dust sitting over it.
Dust is not mold.
As if it's not been touched for a while. But it is... You look, and it is resoundingly the only food you have left. Perhaps we should go to market tomorrow.
Would you like to split that salami?
Yes, very much so. I'm
Same.
very So the two of you, split the last of the food for the four of you. No saying where the others have
Clearly,
gotten to
they've been
at this
eating the
point.
food if we haven't. So
Possibly. At some point, Leonardo goes over to the coffer to get out some florins for the market the next day, and brings the box back to you and sets it down and says, I think I need to go to the Signore tomorrow and refill our coffer as well. We seem to be out of money.
And just to think, moments ago we were celebrating.
We can still celebrate. Do you want some wine?
Oh, we still have wine. Oh, of course.
Yes, of course we still have wine. Make an intelligence saving throw for me.
Okay. Well, how about it goes an actual dice rolling thingy? That's an 18.
Was that with your special thing from the Metal Mind?
It was not. God, guys, why did I do this? I have so many things to keep track of. Let me roll again. The second one was worse, so.
18?
Yeah.
Cool. You do remember that somewhere around here is an invite from Her Majesty Margot de Valois to some sort of function, and conceivably there is food there. But that would mean you would have to leave.
Probably not time to bathe.
Why would there be?
Why would there be?
That's what perfume is for, babies.
It's true.
Get a little incense going under there.
And Nico, who is very much loath to bring this up, despite the fact that they are very hungry, will say, it must mean I am so truly desperate, but we do have that I Cugini Franceschi are throwing a soirée tonight. Our cousins, the French. And we do have an invitation.
We do. That does sound good. But I am very tired. And do you think the Master of Ceremonies will be there?
Of course the Master of Ceremonies will be there, mi cuore.
Then I do not want to go. He is too much.
Very much so. And I do not think I know where my nice clothes are.
Do you have nice clothes?
Almost positive. You made me buy them.
Leonardo pauses for a moment and kind of holds up his metal mind and goes, oh yes, I did. So it sounds like the two of you resolve to stay in for the night and drink heavily.
I will offer the last offer is I will go make an appearance to my own to the detriment of my soul, which I will say to him, and get a doggy bag.
I like this plan. I will bathe, because
yes,
gross.
See.
I am very gross. You go, bring food back.
See.
Back at the party. The gelato is well enjoyed by all. A frozen confection, sweet and cool, something unheard of, refreshing in the warm night. There is not a commotion. A commotion sets the wrong tone for this. The seneschal, who had thought they had completed their duties for the night, and was standing there near statuesque as they are supposed to for the rest of the evening, is then handed a card. With your passive perception, I don't know that you would notice, Margot, this occurring, but there is a tapping of the cane, which would catch your attention, and the seneschal announces someone who was definitely not on the list of invitees for the night. May I introduce the Imperial Provost Zin. And stepping out into the party, this guy...
This fucking guy.
It's just a guy.
No, it's not just a fucking guy. He's wearing black clothing trimmed with yellow. Not quite gold, but almost there. He has a coat on, but nothing beneath the coat, just bare chest and stomach. And it looks like his entire body has been dipped in the perfect coating of golden body glitter.
This fucking guy.
Guy.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, you need periods between each word. Fucking guy.
I have him immediately arrested. No, I'm...
Take him out back and shoot him.
He bears a jeweled cane in one hand and kind of pauses at the entrance to the party so that all may survey him for one moment, and then begins to make his way over to grab a small cup of wine, and then makes his way towards you, Margot.
Do I have any fucking clue who this person is here to represent?
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay. In true Tears of fashion, I'm going to say I'm very good at these.
God.
Good call.
Based on your station, you would have advantage on this roll.
Oh, I don't know that I need it, but that's slightly better. That is a 24.
The fact that he was introduced as the Imperial Provost means that he serves the Holy Roman Emperor out of Vienna.
And he showed up without a shirt? How
That's the
rude.
biggest problem.
This would be a servant of Emperor Frederick III von Habsburg, the King of the Germans and the Archduke of Austria.
Fucking hate the Habsburgs.
Oh, I see you brought the Emperor with you. His chin arrived before he did. Oh, boom!
We're still early enough that we're not quite to the
Okay.
monstrous,
Inbreeding yet.
crazy proportions.
Almost had a member of my coterie be from Prussia, and then I was like, no, it's still the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. So, in the middle of a Florentine party held by the Princess of France, a servant of His Imperial Majesty walks in.
So I do have him immediately arrested.
Because just to be clear from the historical perspective of things, Florence has thrown off the yoke of the Holy Roman Empire. How long ago at this
About
point?
100 years ago. All all of northern Italy pretty much did it all at once. And it wasn't necessarily in a violent revolt or anything like that. There had been high levels of autonomy throughout the region for a long time. And really, it's just a thing of a lessening of imperial authority throughout until finally the states in northern Italy basically said, I don't think we need you anymore. And the fact that there are some very, very, very large mountains in between northern Italy and Austria helps that matter, as well as the Venetians.
Gotta love the Alps.
Yeah, the presence of the Alps and the Venetians kind of put a damper on just marching armies straight into northern Italy.
A few thousand years ago, Hannibal learned this exact lesson.
It's true.
Sure did.
So, the Imperial Provost Zin approaches you, Margot, and bows appropriately, just ever so more appropriately than is necessary, as if to show you...
So appropriate that it's inappropriate.
As if to show you just a slightly more deference than you quite deserve.
Yeah.
I'm so listening to this conversation.
And in your mind, you can hear a slight hiss from Borgio.
Yeah, that fucking tracks. I will also, I am assuming Jeon is
Nearby.
around, close enough that I can send him a little, like, beyond alert.
Yes.
Kind of. Yeah.
Jeon cannot respond to that,
No.
but hey, the message is received. Zin would say, "It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Majesty. Your tales of your beauty do you no justice."
The pleasure is all mine. However, I am sorry to say I had not expected your arrival and have not prepared an appropriate welcome for you.
That is quite all right. I had misplaced my invitation somewhere.
Perhaps before he's supposed to receive it.
I have come to speak to you. May we adjourn to someplace slightly more private?
And she will let out like a little kind of coquettish, like he didn't say anything funny, but she laughs as if he did. But of course. And will like give her like apologies to the crowd and pull him to, I'm assuming I'm assuming there's some nearby room that she has for this express purpose of like meeting people privately.
Yeah. Before he slips back there with you, he does grab a small bowl of gelato. Would you like one?
I am quite all right.
Very well.
Turd.
Merci.
My compliments. Excellent. How are you enjoying Florence, Your Majesty? I know that you have been here for quite some time.
Yes, of course. It is the home of my art. I, of course, enjoy it. May I speak plainly, monsieur?
Oh, but of course. I am below your station. You may speak in whichever way that you wish to me.
Hands around throat. Your presence is highly unexpected, and well, to be frank, the polite thing would have been to make your presence known to the hostess beforehand.
Yes, I do recognize that that would have been the polite thing to do. However, I am under orders from His Imperial Majesty that I should come to as soon as I entered Florence. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, now that you're pretty close to this guy.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
That's not body glitter.
It's just straight up what he is, like
That-
what he looks like.
That's hundreds upon thousands of tiny golden scales covering his body.
Oh, nuts.
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
It's not as though he doesn't have skin, but all across his body in little patterns, swirls, possibly what could be runes in some places, but it's so hard to tell. But golden, tiny golden scales, smaller than your fingernail, tiny, minuscule. If you touched them, they probably would feel completely smooth. You probably wouldn't even be able to feel that they're there.
Just for my own edification, do they look like they are on top of the skin, or does it look like the skin is parting to reveal them? Or is it a blend of, like, the two seamlessly?
Blend.
Interesting.
And on what urgent orders do you come to me? What is your message?
I have come to invite you on a holiday. Genoa is lovely in the spring, and His Imperial Majesty would be delighted to host you at his villa in Genoa.
Nah, dog.
Yeah, I'm good, homie.
I you say good.
If that is not amenable to you, perhaps elsewhere, perhaps somewhere in Nice, perhaps a journey home to Paris, possibly to see your husband in Navarre.
Can I do an insight check on this fool?
Of course.
Okay. Sorry, that's kind of cocked.
Your insight's pretty good. You should be able to get this.
It is. I did not roll great, but yeah, that's a dirty 20.
Got it. It's very clear that the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire would like you to leave Florence. The reasoning is slightly more obtuse. You do not detect any threat of violence, and there's no threat of, like, I would like to take you prisoner and remove you from the city. There's none of that. It's very clearly all a choice. He wants you to do this. He wants you to go of your own free will. You would guess that there's something up.
Yeah, like he has designs on Florence itself. And so,
Something.
yeah.
And that you represent two nations which, although they do not directly border Florence or northern Italy, have relatively easy access, and should something occur, the Holy Roman Emperor probably does not want France to get involved.
That's nice. I don't really control any of France anymore, but in the spring, you say?
Yes, perhaps now it is springtime.
And fortunately, my social calendar is, well, you know how these things are. I am very busy and cannot often pull myself away. Inform your master that I regret to decline.
Very well, that is your prerogative. If you should change your mind, which is also completely your prerogative, I will remain in town for 1 week. I will be leaving next Saturday. I'd be happy to accompany you from the city. Now, I would love to go enjoy more of this fantastic frosty dessert, and enjoy the company of your guests, if I may.
Fuck no, dude. No, yeah, she'll agree. I just want to be, out of this conversation, I think.
The provost will remove himself from your company graciously, thanking you for your hospitality, and return to the party to go about mingling, enjoying gelato and wine, a few shots of aquavit.
You had best bet that once this guy is back out on the party floor, Waits is on his ass.
I am going to send another little communique to, like, any of my, not the staff in general, but, like, my close staff, and just basically be like, I need a list of every single person that this guy talks to at this party.
Got it.
And also, I think she, like, Amelia, like, appears with a glass of wine, and she just, like, shakily drinks the whole thing before rejoining the party again.
And Amelia would inquire in her fashion, which is direct. What does he want?
I am not certain quite, except that I'll relay actually the whole conversation probably. She can, yeah.
Why would they care if you are in Florence?
I do not know.
I'll inform Gian. And you are able to return to the party. Go ahead and make me a performance check, because you seem like you're rattled, and I want to see how well you hold it together.
I rolled a 27.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's like, I've lived in court my whole life. I've had heinous shit said to me. It just smooths, as soon as the wine is drunk, it just smooths out into a mask, and she's bubbly and back to herself again.
Perfect. Master of Ceremonies.
Yes.
So, out of the private chamber comes this Imperial Provost, Zin. He comes back, he enters the party, he gets some more wine, some more gelato, he begins talking with anyone who wants to speak to him, and he is quite the unexpected guest, so there are quite a few people that are curious about his presence and want to gossip. The attention of the room, once split between yourself and the Queen Consort, now has a third contender.
What are people saying / thinking about this individual?
There is a great deal of curiosity in the room. One of the Empire's aides, suddenly appearing in Florence, just completely unannounced, not to a governmental official, not to an official representative of the city, but at a party, just to a noble of a complete another nation.
But a social power at best, like no direct involvement in Florence. Yeah.
Right. People's curiosity runs rampant. It is like wildfire. Unfortunately, you do not have the chance to sate that curiosity at this time, because as you stand there drinking all of this information in, the background goes into soft focus as you turn towards the entranceway, and an individual stands there, finely dressed, though not ostentatious, beautiful beyond measure. The out-of-focus people at the party walk past them, seemingly not seeing them at all. And they look at you, lock eyes, and advance towards you.
Does this individual look familiar?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Sure. Yeah, I'm okay at that. 18.
18. This is a messenger. You've seen them before. There are a great many messengers that you're familiar with. This one, the name escapes you at the moment. They're not terribly important, but they are somewhat of note.
I do notice that they are not being noticed.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
correct?
And at this moment, you notice that you are also not being noticed.
Mm.
And
It happens.
they approach you and give a slight nod and say, Master of Ceremonies.
That is me. And who, may I ask, is inquiring?
Oh, you may call me Angelus. And they produce a slight scroll and pass it off to you.
Oh, well, thank you. And he has like a glass of wine that he holds up to his porcelain lips. There's a slurping sound, although it does not appear anything is consumed. And he takes the scroll, and then he looks at the glass of wine in his hand. He releases the glass and moves his hand, and there's a spectral hand holding up the glass as he unfurls the scroll and looks at what it says.
My Master of Ceremonies, it has been too long since you graced me with your presence. Once your work in Florence is done, I desire to see you and speak once again. Perhaps it will be sooner than you expect. I hear that Florence will soon be filled with the light of God. I, for one, would be sure my work was completed by that time. Signed, Ixto.
IXCO? Is that?
Xotiko.
Does that name sound familiar?
It does.
Okay, great.
And while you read the message, Angelus just stands there kind of looking around at the out-of-focus room and says, So this is how you spend your time amongst them?
Yes, it's not preferred, but as you alluded to, I have business here in Florence. But I am most looking forward to returning to your master. But yes, I find ways to entertain myself. How long have you been within the city?
A few minutes. I just walked in through that door.
Yes, I see that. Well, let your master know that I would be honored to make his acquaintance once more. I have a new piece that I'm working on, and I am excited to show it to somebody worthy. But that'll have to wait until my business here is done.
Very well, though I think there is one piece in particular that the master awaits.
Oh yes, do tell.
Oh, I think you know. I think you know all too well. Otherwise, why would you have stayed here in this droll place for so long? Unless you couldn't leave.
Yes, that. I'm working on that.
Best work quickly. Good day, sir.
Always a pleasure.
And the figure walks off into the out-of-focus region as everything comes back into sharp focus around you.
So busy. And then he is going to return to what he was doing, which is perusing via conversation, via other means, in order to just get a good sense of the individuals in this room. Really soak them in. Drink them in. I think you used that phrase earlier.
Drink
and I really
them
like
in.
it.
Yes, that seems like a good way to describe it. Go ahead and roll me an insight check with advantage.
Oh, yes. Excellent. That is going to be a 26.
You watch the party. You take in the mannerisms of the people, the voices, the way their jaws set in peculiar ways as they speak and as they lie. the way their hands curl around their glasses, the way some of them, when agitated, frown just ever so slightly, but not with their mouths, only with their eyes, which no one is actually looking at. The party continues in such a fashion, and eventually I imagine that you make your way away to wherever you would go. Nico, you would eventually find your way to the party and get yourself your doggy bag. I imagine that the seneschal, that you hush them so that they do not announce your presence.
100%.
Actually, given your passive stealth, I'm gonna say that you are able to enter the party and just be confused for a member of the staff.
Oh yeah, probably. I don't think I was able to cobble together anything nicer than...
No.
I think literally that, like, I take my apron off, but yes, I look like a member of staff.
I was going to say, do I notice? I assume I've met Nico before.
Mine is the same question.
Yeah.
Well, my question to Nico was going to be whether or not you go and say hi to Margot or not.
I probably should, so that I don't look like I'm a servant stealing food from a party, because I don't want to get, like, arrested or what.
Also, Margot will be a huge bitch to you next time you meet if you don't say hi.
Yeah.
So you're going to stop by then? Before or after the
Yeah.
food?
Before, probably.
Are you trying to be stealthy in this party as you go do a quick in and out?
As best I can.
Go ahead and roll it for me then.
Okay.
Lissman, go ahead and give me a perception check.
And the perception is an interesting thing for this character.
It is,
obviously,
isn't it?
Whether or not they are visually sane is one thing, but that there are more than one ways to keep track of people in a room.
It's true. It's true. So
I am rolling like hot garbage today.
got
That is a 12.
it.
12.
11, actually.
Yeah.
Nice. I got an 18 on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Perception.
So yes, Master of Ceremonies, you do notice Nico de Florentini, the apprentice to Da Vinci, as they stealthily make their way through the party, or attempt to stealthily make their way through the party to the side of the Queen Consort, Margot.
Excellent. I'll wait until their conversation is done, but best be sure I am listening in.
Got it. Yep.
Margot greets. I don't know if you want to do a whole role play of it, but Margot greets Nico as like in like a very friendly manner. Snaps her fingers. Has like a list procured of people that she's like spoken to about Nico and Da Vinci, of course, but like specifically for Nico. She has a separate list for Leonardo. And will chastise Nico for not bringing their master along. Lightly, but it's like joking and like cutesy.
Mi dispiace, cugina. We have been hard at work.
And you can tell by the smell that is the case.
Oh, I think Nico prestidigitated at least a neutral.
Okay.
But like
that's as telling as anything else. Yeah.
Working hard, and I am afraid that Signore Da Vinci is very, very tired, and just looking at Nico, like also just fucking exhausted.
And yeah, she'll like laughingly dismiss you and be like, it's probably not unreminiscent of like a little kid at like a court party being like introduced to people and then, you know, jokingly dismissed. It's not meant dismissively, but like, you're not, you know, get out of here if you want to. You don't have to be here.
So you just bring a sack over to the hors d'oeuvres table and shuffling things in.
I think Marco, you can also probably, I think the salami didn't get me too far. I think you can also probably hear
the tummy rumbling
too. Like, see. I will make some conversation, but I do not think I can stay very long. I must procure some dinner for Signore da Vinci and myself.
Well, how can I keep the brilliant Da Vinci from his meal? Ha 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 ha.
Grazie, Cugina. You are a star in the sky.
Presents hand for kiss. Goodbye.
Top-notch performance.
Does the Master of Ceremonies just suddenly appear at Nico's side?
Oh, no. No. The Master of Ceremonies casts message, just sort of subtly points at Nico and says, Niccolo de Florentini, if I'm not mistaken. And you just hear that whispered into your ear.
And as Nico is moving away from Margot, did not bow.
Oh.
Signore, of course you are here.
And with that recognition, he parts himself from the conversation he was pretending to listen to and wanders over at the buffet, I suppose, the appetizers. Yeah. You should try the gelato. It's to die for.
Perhaps I will before I leave. I don't think it will travel very well, though.
Probably not. How goes your research?
Very successful. Signore da Vinci and I just finished a project. I have several more in the works. Hoping to get to them tomorrow after we meet with Signores. And Nico is like putting food in like a box. I don't know how.
A bag.
Renaissance dog.
It's a bag.
Just putting food in.
It's like these really, like I mentioned before, just like sublimely structured little like items, and you're just like tossing them.
Yeah.
Oh, right. He snaps his finger, and the spectral hand that was floating with his drink comes over and goes into his hand, and he takes a sip. And well, I'm excited to see what you're working on. You two are so imaginative. I love the designs that I've seen so far. And I must say, you look magnificent. Your appearance matches your workspace.
Just, like, so uncomfortable and embarrassed. Like, he owes me. He owes me big time for this.
Well, I know you're in a hurry, so I hate to keep you. Go tell your master I say hello. And he makes his way back into the party.
So, Nico, you are able to abscond with your foodstuffs and make your way out of the party and back into the streets of Florence and head back towards the workshop. Meanwhile, on the rooftops, having put on these strange boots that Nico has provided you with, Alessandra, you bounce up and down a couple of times and feel lighter. You don't come down quite as quickly. These two glowing prisms on either side of the boots they kind of ruin your entire aesthetic. There's a soft blue glow of light around you now as you stand there. It's time to test them.
There is an uncertainty to her gait. The lightness is not something she's used to while still wearing the armor. If she's unarmored, Alessandra is incredibly lithe and moves with a unnatural grace, but having that while in her half plate is unsettling. There's a sturdiness that she's used to and like a feet on the ground and immovability that she's comfortable with, and this is kind of at odds with that. So there's this look on her face of just like, oh, this is not right, this is weird.
And as you approach the edge of this rooftop, and with an alley between this building and the next, you have to pause for just a moment, because this would normally be just about the extent of a jump that you could clear. you're not typically too concerned about these sorts of things, but it is a new experience that you're having right now. So as you go to hop over this rooftop, you find that instead of just barely clearing it, you sail past the edge of the next roof and land on the angled portion of the rooftop, going, and it felt like you would have just kept going for quite a bit further if you hadn't hit the solid surface. Perhaps you need to not just go all out.
I let out a low, keening whistle to call for Dragutsa to follow me across the skyline.
And somewhere in the near distance, what would have seemed to have been an oddly placed and large gargoyle pries itself from the roof line and takes flight low over the city, moving silently. You can see its thin form as it moves and keeps pace with you, as now you make your way across the rooftops of Florence. Go ahead and roll me both an acrobatics and an athletics check.
Oh no. One of these is pretty good. The other is the opposite of that. Oh, of course. Okay. So, acrobatics, I've got a solid 24. My girl can
Very
jump.
nice.
Athletics, I rolled a 13, but I got a 12.
I understand. So you are typically unsure of doing these sorts of jumps to cross these gaps. But as I said before, there is this lightness that the boots provide. And so you find yourself just doing slight hops and setting a hand down and just gently parkouring over chimneys and over the escarpments at the edge of rooftops, bounding alleys easily. You come up on the edge of a wide road, and at this point, just go for it. And you cross it a span 30 feet or more easily. You land, pause. You've never been able to jump that far before.
As she's in midair, there's a moment where like a low fluttering of wings breaks the silence and a couple of bats stream past her as she's moving across the skyline.
And you pause. The boots appear to work. They appear to work very, very, very well.
These good boots.
Make a perception check for me.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm good at those. Perception plus 11. So, wow, I am taking all of Elliott's good rolls. 28.
You notice, so you land and you're kind of taking stock. You're on a slightly higher roof, and beneath you, below you, on a lower roof, kind of in a small alcove that's a semi-private place in this lower rooftop, you see two children, and they are kind of huddled there. Children, early teenagers, it's tough to say. Young kids, it's tough to place the age exactly. But they are kind of talking quietly amongst themselves. You can hear them with no issue. And it sounds like one is asking the other what they got. And they're opening this coin purse and looking through. And one says to the other that they found 2 silver florins and what looks like a glowing piece of string. It's just a slight glowing piece of string that's about a foot long. And they kind of look at it, And it's like, well, it's got to be worth something to someone. What do you do?
I can kind of surmise that these are a couple of young rapscallions. I'm going to intuit here that they have clearly stolen this, if they're asking what they got.
That is a good assumption.
I mean, this is none of her business. It is interesting, and if there is no immediate threat to the children, like I don't see any guards or anything coming towards this alley.
No.
Then yeah, she would let them be.
Okay.
Batman, she ain't.
Fair enough. You continue on, and eventually you would reach Da Vinci's workshop, having successfully completed your test of the boots.
I tell Dragutsa to stay on the roof. No need to make a scene.
And Dragutsa, as soon as you say stay, it looks like a panting, lolling tongue, though you know they don't need to pant because they don't need to breathe.
You and
they
me
go
both,
from
buddy.
that to just stock still, like a statue once more.
In terms of like the outline, it's kind of like Bronx from Gargoyles, like the dog one, with like big bat wings on its shoulders. It's definitely large enough that like could be used as a mount, but the wings are probably delicate enough that if somebody was mounted on it, it wouldn't actually be capable of flight.
And you enter Da Vinci's workshop.
Got my spare boots over my shoulders because I know I'm going to be changing out of them.
And it's at this point that you find Nico sitting down at a table with Leonardo, eating what appear to be appetizers. They all look very familiar.
Were you just at Her Majesty's party?
Ah, Ambasciatrice. I just came from there. Made a quick appearance, mostly to get some food.
Well, it was a very good party. Yes?
I would not know how to tell the difference.
Yes. No, it was awful. So many people talking and looking and...
Did you escape manage to escape the claws of the Master of Ceremonies at least?
I do not think he even knew I was there.
You are lucky then.
Yes. That one is strange. Which is something coming from me I am coming to understand.
I do not think so. Not in my opinion, at least.
Oh, well, you're one of the few, my friend, because some of the folk appreciate what Her Majesty has done for me and mine over these years. Don't get me wrong. It is just the individuals that flock to her are... I do not know where their priorities lie. It confuses me.
That is understandable. Personally, I see the necessity of putting myself on display, as well as my work. I wish the work could just speak for itself.
And Alexander will nod emphatically. You and Corso both, you make things, it speaks for itself. Construction, invention, useful things. But all of that finery, the Master of Ceremonies specifically seems to be an avatar of this society, is the word you use.
We do live in a society. Enough griping, as they say. What brings you here?
Funny you should say. What brought me here was jumping.
The boots!
The boots. They work very, very well.
Perfecto. Tell me everything about it.
And I'm still wearing the boots, so I'll like bounce a little bit and like do a little bit of a hop that sends me Like, it's not even like a full knee bent jump up. It's like a little bit of like up on the balls of the feet, and I go up about like a 5-foot vertical and come back down.
Slowly drift back down.
You have to be very careful. A little bit goes a long way with these things. If somebody tries to go full bore and use everything they've got, it could launch them into, well, lots of things.
And I think kind of instinctively, Nico has opened their journal, which I think is on like a strap, and conjures their quill from midair, and starts scribbling down notes as Alessandra is detailing all of her testing, but just running around the city.
Well, and Alessandra, who kind of knew what Nico wanted from this, does go into like,
yeah,
if I put in this much effort, I got this much out of it. If I
perfect.
if I tried to jump this distance, I would instead go this distance. And she does have like a pretty precise, like, she sees things in precise measurements and needs to express them in that way, because there's a military efficiency to describing things that way.
Perfect.
So, as the two of you go over the details of this field test, we pull back into the night sky above Florence, as elsewhere Corso drinks with good friends, as the master of ceremonies continues to observe and drink in their meal around them, as the queen consort of Navarre, Margot, continues to spin the party to her whims. If the plates do wobble a bit with unexpected and uninvited guests. And elsewhere, far away, there are plots, and there are schemes, and there is the marching of boots along stone roads. But all of that will have to wait until next time.